I can do what I want when I want to do it. I can do what I need when I need to get through it. When I need someone else, can't be too proud for help, but gotta look after myself. Sometimes it can get lonely, never living in the moment. When the sun is shining, hope that I'm reminded, like how the clouds keep changing. I'm always steady rearranging, going back to the basics of what a good day is. What a good day is. And that's exactly what the day is. But it's exactly what you make it. So please don't go wasting. And I'll do the same, even if it's raining. How could I complain? And my feels got me feeling some type of way. You always free to take a break. Hope you feel what I felt. You gotta look after yourself. Sometimes it can get lonely, never living in the moment. When the sun is shining, hope that I'm reminded, like how the clouds keep changing. I'm always steady rearranging, going back to the basics of what a good day is. Of what a good day is. What a good day is. And that's exactly what the day is.
All right, we are back in the building. Shout out to the gang. Hopefully y'all are doing well. You know what to do. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can see me. We should be good to go. I had a little bit of delay, but we're in here. Oh, we already up there. Looking all crispy and clean on the screen. Welcome, y'all. Welcome back to another YouTube live stream and another episode of The Morning Show. I'm your host, Classy, at classybeats.com. And today we're going to get into it. We got some more news about Fani Willis. I know. We just can't give her a break. Also, y'all saw in the title, we've got some updates when it comes to Young Thug getting his stuff back and the amount of things he had in his house and in the garages and in the cabinets and drawers are ridiculous. It goes into the millions that they finally came to an agreement on. But as we know, all of his stuff wasn't recovered. We still got the watch that's missing along with other things. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. We've got some Drake news coming up for y'all too, but first I gotta say what's up to the people, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. I see y'all in here. We've got my awesome amazing Amy is up in here as well. Shout out to Amy, always good to see you in here. We got A Fitz, Alabama Gigi's in here. We got Michi, Nana Banana, Kara Hampton, Les Cleaver, my guy. We've got Vash. Oh my gosh. Shout out to Vash. Slim Life is in here. Valencia's in the building. Mr. Brown is back at it. Good to see you, Mr. Brown. We got Taco Tuesday. Today is your day, Taco Tuesday. Thank you for being here. Also, Kara Hampton with the early super chat. Oh my gosh, just showing some love with the super sticker with the 5 bomb. Thank you so much, Kara. Good morning to you. We've also got Libby22 SC Girl is back in here. Brown Sugar Babe, good morning. Good morning. We've got Tada is in here. Who else? I know I missed a few of y'all. Lone Wolf is back at it. Serotonin's in the building. Good to see y'all. I think I said what's up to Michi, of course. And then Mr. Brown dropping the 10 bomb too. Thank y'all for the super chats. I appreciate everyone who's in here. I will be saying good morning to y'all as well as we go throughout the show. I'll also be reading super chats throughout the show. So big shout out to those of you who went the extra mile and showed some major support. Shout out to Kara and shout out to my guy, Mr. Brown. If y'all could do me one favor, and this is all I ask when you guys join the show. If you could, please make sure you like the video. Not only is it free, not only does it help the channel to grow, but lets the algorithm know that you guys are enjoying the show, and it shares the video and the channel with more people. Also, if you want to go the extra step, there is a share button. So y'all can share this on X. You can send it to somebody in their text messages. There's so many ways to do it. So thank y'all again to everybody that's liked the video so far. I appreciate y'all. And again, if you want to send a super chat, I will be reading those throughout the show. So shout out to Mr. Brown again and Kara. Thank y'all so much. We've got Global MPG Small Business Supply Chain Consultants in here. Says good morning. Thank y'all for being a member as well. All right, if y'all are ready, we are going to go ahead and get into it because I know we're starting a little late today. I apologize. But we made it, right? That's all that matters. So first up, we're going to start with Fani Willis and what's going on with Jim Jordan. Now, Fani Willis and Jim Jordan have been going back and forth, especially when it comes to everything that's going on, or that was going on, because Fani got fired with this indictment against President Donald Trump. So we're going to get into this letter, shout out to the New York Times, where she writes to Jim Jordan, basically expressing how she feels about everything that's going on. So y'all check this out. What does the New York Times say? They say Fani T. Willis, the Atlanta prosecutor who brought an election interference case against Donald Trump in 2023, assailed the Justice Department's handling of its case against Mayor Eric Adams of New York in a letter on Thursday to Representative Jim Jordan of Ohio. She does not like Jim Jordan, the Republican chairman of the House Judiciary Committee. What does she say? Dear Mr. Jordan, yet again, I'm writing you in my office official capacity as a district attorney of Fulton County and on behalf of my office regarding requests made by the House Judiciary Committee, or the committee they'll be referred to, moving on, to several Fulton County employees asking for documents and testimony relating to their work for the Fulton County District Attorney's Office, or it's going to be referred to as the office or the FCDA. Here we go. Over the course of several years now, I've explained to you that the core of your request, information about an active criminal investigation, threatens the integrity of the ongoing criminal matter, ignores centuries of precedent about the limits of congressional power, and tramples over the foundational principles of the state sovereignty and federalism. Fani Willis is saying she's worried about this case, that one, she's not even on. It's going to be moved to someone else. And two, is most likely not even going to exist here shortly. But she has the utmost integrity and she wants to make sure that they follow the rules as they've been set forth, right?
Stop the cap.
So she's going after Congress. Here we go. Let us speak plainly, Mr. Jordan. Your so-called investigation into the office's contacts with the House Select Committee to investigate the January 6th attack on the United States Capitol has never been anything more than a dangerous attempt performed at the behest of those under investigation to obstruct our office from our ongoing criminal prosecutions and investigations. The case this office brought was after months of careful deliberation and investigation on my office and by two grand juries impaneled under Georgia law. Here we go. The federal government has no right to obstruct the state and local investigations and prosecutions because you want to appease defendants whom a grand jury has found probable cause to indict by inferring in their ongoing prosecution. And we know who she's talking about, right? With regard to the document request, you have asked Fulton County District Attorney's Office employees to produce documents to you that the office and I have already explained that we cannot disclose because we must avoid any actions that could potentially compromise an ongoing investigation and prosecution by this office. So she's saying she's doing the right thing by withholding what they're asking for. Whatever. That doesn't make any sense. But either way, as I wrote to you just a few weeks ago, the communications you are seeking, to the extent they exist, so she's denying that they even exist, are directly related to Fulton County's ongoing investigation of several individuals pursuant to Georgia criminal statutes. These individuals were properly investigated and indicted by a grand jury consistent with Georgia criminal procedure. Prosecution of these charges is ongoing. Your requests also exceed the limits of congressional authority and violate core constitutional principles of separation of powers, state sovereignty, and federalism as set forth in my prior letters. Well, they wouldn't have to do this, Fani, if you hadn't botched the entire trial and the guy you were trying to indict became the president of the United States. So it's very interesting there. At its core, you seek documents and information revealing how attorneys in my office conducted an investigation that ultimately led to a grand jury indictment. Any such documents are protected from disclosure by attorney-client privilege, work product privilege, and other common law protections. As I have already noted in a prior letter to you, the preservation of the secrecy of grand jury proceedings is well recognized principle in Georgia as well as in the federal legal system. Moreover, requests for documentation regarding my office's preparation for the grand jury proceedings cut to the core of the deliberate process privilege, which generally protects pre-decisional documents generated by government agencies as they seek to advance their missions. So, I mean, Fani, you can't say that your process can't be evaluated at all. Even if this wasn't an ongoing investigation, it seems like Fani Willis is saying here that either way, we can't tell you what we did because we're the DA's office. Okay. What else does she say? Federal. Fulton County District Attorney's Office, or FCDA, employees are not permitted to waive privilege over information that they obtain as a part of their work for Fulton County. Accordingly, I have instructed FCDA staff not to provide your committee with any documents that remain in the custody of the office, to which the office and I have already asserted privileges and have determined that we cannot produce. So what does that mean? Why can't they produce it? It says see exhibit A, B, C, D, and E attached. Okay, I don't think we get the exhibits, but I'll look and see if we have them here, which they cannot produce. Furthermore, as the chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, you do not need to ask attorneys in Georgia to obtain potential communications with another congressional committee. The records of the House Select Committee to investigate the January 6th attack on the United States Capitol remain with the House of Representatives and within the House's access and control. Members of the Select Committee are your colleagues, and some still work in the same building as you. But instead, you have chosen to focus a multi-year inquiry on the actions of our office. Your only goal is to stop the pursuit of criminal justice by our office by targeting our employees, honorable public servants, and heroic Americans who, like me, okay, have put themselves at risk to defend our democracy. She was putting something at risk. I don't know. Never mind. Now, at the pinnacle of power, you are harassing them with frivolous requests instead of using your position to better our communities. How dare this lady? Talk about the pot calling the kettle black. I'll keep going. To better our communities. It also bears mention that your latest, that your latest request also makes clear that you were never interested in obtaining more information about the FCDA's use of federal funds. As you have previously asserted, that the line of inquiry was nothing more than a smokescreen designed to harass this office and distract from our focus on our core procedural duties, which you've been removed from, Fani. Were you truly interested in fettering out prosecutorial misconduct and corruption, you would stop wasting taxpayer money on your baseless pursuit of my office and instead turn your attention to the Trump administration's Justice Department. Just last week, the acting U.S. attorney, okay, she's taking shots here, for the Southern District of New York, which we just talked about when it came to Tony Busby, Danielle Sasson, revealed a corrupt quid pro quo involving acting Deputy Attorney General Emil Bove, who ordered the Southern District of New York to dismiss charges without prejudice against New York City's Mayor Eric Adams. As you are no doubt aware, Ms. Sasson, along with at least 6 other senior level Justice Department officials, resign rather than carry out the lawful order. Where is your outrage about this perversion of justice? For my entire tenure as District Attorney of Fulton County, I have sought to honor my oath to the people of Georgia and to defend our shared multiracial democracy, which emerged after centuries of racist violence and systemic oppression of Black, brown, and Native peoples, women, religious minorities, LGBTQ people, and so many others. What is she talking about? Come what may, I will not stop defending this vision of a diverse, equitable, and inclusive society governed by not by tyrants, but by the rule of law. So she's taking not only shots at Donald Trump, but she's taking shots at Jim Jordan too. Maybe it's it might be the right message, but I don't know if Fani's the one to deliver this. But hey, accordingly, I have told my staff that they are allowed to speak with you voluntarily about matters that are not covered by privilege held by the office. Consistent with our direction to Attorney Nathan Wade, whom you have already interviewed. Oh, so Nathan Wade's talking. The FCDA will not waive any applicable legal protections or privileges about information relating to its work on the ongoing criminal matters, including our efforts to hold individuals accountable for their role in attempted coup. An attempted coup. Sir, in closing, let me suggest you review the oath you swore to as a member of Congress, as required of you by Article 6 of the U.S. Constitution. The oath requires you to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution. You are confused. Do you understand your oath, responsibilities, and duties? Dang. The oath is not to those who commit crimes while abusing their power by seeking to undermine the very Constitution you swore to defend. Rather than honor and uphold the oath you took, you have chosen to expend your time attempting to bully me. Oh, poor Fani, man. I feel bad for her. Which is a complete waste of time, a complete waste of your time. Might I suggest that instead of attempting to disrupt this office's work protecting the people of Fulton County, that you celebrate Black History Month by visiting children in your district to teach them about the many contributions African Americans have made to this country, including those who have advanced democracy by successfully advocating that this nation live up to its ideals, that everyone is equal before the law and everyone has a right to have their voice heard through exercising their right to vote. That would be a much more productive use of your time. Yours in service, Fani T. Willis. Wow. I mean, I highly doubt this is going to be the end of the back and forth between Fani Willis and Jim Jordan. I think Fani had some great points there. It's just weird to hear it from her, because a lot of the things she's accusing Jim Jordan of or saying that he did, it's been proven that she's done them herself. So if we want to support the message because it's about Jim Jordan, I could definitely see how people would go that way. But in essence, really seems like it's kind of turning a blind eye to the issues that we have here, right here in Fulton County. Either way, let me know what y'all think about this in the comments and in the chat. She said, she told him to go celebrate Black History Month. Oh my gosh. She's cooking him? Okay. At some point, the Fani hate has to stop. Thug is free. Is he? And her going after Trump for ish should not be the problem. Even some of the people he was doing it with has pleaded guilty. Interesting. When my professor said, don't fluff your essays with garbage. Oh, dang. Fani went in on it, though. Donald Trump to Fani. She was toast if he became president, and he got her. Oh, man. I think this is just the beginning of the Fani Willis saga. So we're going to keep reporting and talking about it. Good morning. Good Tuesday morning, Classy Beats, Amy in chat. And shout out to everyone that's in here as well. What else are y'all saying? Jim Jordan is the last person who should be talking. Jim Jordan didn't say anything. He's just over there working. Fani was the one that sent the letter. I like that document. I'm not taking sides. Y'all said she needs to shut up. She's doing too much. Moving on. Yeah, that's I'm gonna let y'all have that one. Yeah, Thug. I wouldn't say Thug is free. He's not in jail, but freedom. I don't know about that one. Anyway, let's get on to our next subject. I know y'all came here for Young Thug, and we're going to get to that in a second. But first, I'm going to give you guys an update on what's going on with Drake versus UMG, because it's starting to get interesting. Obviously, Drake, he's really seeming like he's kind of on his Jay-Z wave when it comes to him wanting to move things forward and saying, hey, we need to move this forward. And I want everything to be put out there, which we're going to talk about it here in a second. I want to double check and make sure I didn't miss any super chats. Okay, I got Mr. Brown and Kara. So we should be good there. And we're good. Okay, cool. So Drake, let's get this up here. Drake recently wrote a letter through and by his attorney, referencing or talking about what UMG is trying to do with delaying pre-discovery or getting the information out there that Drake needs to help them build their case. Now, obviously, there are a lot of things going on with UMG and UMG in general and how they handled this whole Kendrick Lamar versus Drake situation that they probably wouldn't want to come out, even though if you're in the music industry, which I am, a lot of you are, you know that there's a lot of things that go on in the music industry when it comes to promotion that probably wouldn't be seen as legal. Let's just leave it that way. So Drake's attorney, Michael G, because I'm going to mess up his last name, has submitted a 4-page response to UMG's letter. And it's basically motion opposing UMG's request to pause until April 2nd of the pretrial conference scheduled by Judge Vargas. All right. Drake's legal team claims UMG's request is an attempt to circumvent the rules of court, which is not a surprise. But let's get into it here. We've got Graham versus UMG Recordings Incorporated. Dear Judge Vargas, pursuant to Local Rule 7 in sections 3A and E of the court's individual rules. Okay, we'll go through that. That's fine. Aubrey Drake Graham respectfully writes in opposition to defendant UMG Records or UMG Recordings Incorporated requests to adjourn the initial pretrial conference currently scheduled for April 2nd of 2025. Why would they want to do that? Which is interesting to me. Further, the plaintiff respectfully moves for an order requiring UMG to comply with the federal rule of civil procedure. We've heard about 26F a lot lately by participating in a Rule 26F conference. 26F conference is going to be referred to as later by no later than March 5th, which would be what, next week? Next week sometime. UMG's request to adjourn is unsupported by the law, or the facts. Indeed, UMG does not cite a single case suggesting, let alone holding, that adjournment is appropriate under these circumstances. The reason for UMG's failure to marshal any supporting authority is straightforward. UMG is attempting to circumvent the rules as well as the local rules by obtaining a stay of discovery without actually moving for one. Dang, that's dirty. UMG's counsel has disclosed to plaintiff's counsel that UMG intends to file a motion to dismiss. It's not going to happen, and that UMG may well seek an extension of its deadline to make that filing through though UMG has not actually committed to either. In response to multiple requests to schedule a 26F conference, which UMG has refused at each turn, UMG's counsel has ignored the fact that it's fully capable of participating in the 26F conference now because it prefers delay. There's a lot that UMG doesn't want coming out. They don't want to talk about payola. They don't want to give out maybe some trade secrets of how they promote certain things in the music industry. They don't want to give out their relationship with Spotify and how they were able to give Spotify certain deals to help push certain music. So again, in this instance, I think there's a lot of reasons UMG would want to hold off on showing things this soon. In response to multiple requests to schedule a 26F conference, which UMG has refused at each turn, UMG's counsel has ignored the fact that it is fully capable of participating in the 26F conference now because it prefers delay. Specifically, in an email sent just minutes before UMG filed its request to adjourn, UMG's counsel explained that UMG believes that it should not have to meet and confer with the plaintiff pursuant to Rule 26F until 20 days before the PTC. All right. Notwithstanding that the text of Rule 26F requires that parties to confer as soon as practicable. The court should decline UMG's transparent attempts to obtain a stay of discovery, which it apparently seeks so it can further ponder its motion to dismiss. UMG has neither moved to dismiss nor moved for a stay of discovery, and its attempt to achieve the latter by delaying the former are inappropriate. Let's keep going. What does he say here? And let me get to the second page. Relevant history. The plaintiff first notified UMG regarding his legal claims on July 24th of 2024, and counsel conferred a number of times regarding those claims prior to initiating this litigation. By no later than September 16, 2024, UMG had actual notice that the plaintiff intended to sue UMG regarding these claims. On January 15, 2025, the plaintiff filed a suit against UMG asserting the claims for defamation, harassment in the second degree, and violation of New York general business law, which is basically talking about the payola, and promptly served the complaint. UMG asked to extend its time to response to the complaint until April 7th of 2025, 82 days after filing and 76 days after service. The plaintiff ultimately consented to UMG seeking an extension of time until March 17th. I knew I paused on March 17th for a reason. Shout out to Amy. While discussing UMG's requested extension, plaintiff requested that the parties agree to a complete briefing schedule. Counsel for UMG declined, suggesting it was premature to set further schedule because UMG was contemplating requesting even more time to draft and file its motion to dismiss, notwithstanding its representation that UMG hoped and expected to file a response by March 17th. UMG then filed its motion for an extension without any additional briefing dates, which the court granted. The next day, on January 22nd, 2025, the court entered an order setting a pretrial conference on April 2nd of 2025 and directing the counsel to confer with each other prior to the conference regarding the settlement and each of the other subjects to be considered at a Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 16 conference, and to file a proposed civil case management plan and scheduling order by March 26, 2025. While conferring on the plaintiff's request to set a full briefing schedule, UMG suggested that the parties seek an adjourned to adjourn the pretrial conference until after a decision on a motion to dismiss. The plaintiff's counsel rejected the adjournment, explaining that the plaintiff is eager to begin discovery as soon as possible. Basically, Drake, he doesn't want to delay this anymore. He wants to get things moving. UMG wants to hold off for whatever reason. Honestly, this is interesting to read because no matter how this goes, if it moves forward and UMG does end up either having to pay Drake or it ends up going all the way, I think it's going to be bad for Drake either way. So I get that Drake is pushing this and he's just trying to prove a point. And UMG, I think if everything that Drake is saying is true, that they use this Kendrick versus Drake beef to essentially diminish Drake's brand so they could get a better deal when they signed him, I could definitely understand and see where he's coming from. But at the end of the day, it's going to be hard to prove, and UMG is not going to give up that type of information easily. Let's read a little bit more. On February 6th of 2025, the plaintiff emailed UMG asking for availability for a 26F conference. UMG's counsel did not provide any reason why it would not be practicable to hold a 26F conference, but instead stated, given that our current deadline for a Rule 26F conference is not until March 12th, we believe that this request is premature. UMG continued, we can discuss the timing of a Rule 26F conference closer to the date, assuming the current deadline remains in place at that time. In response, the plaintiff reiterated his request, explaining that because Rule 26F is clear that the parties must confer as soon as practicable, the deadline to complete a 26F conference is not at all relevant. To that end, the plaintiff asked for 30 to 45 minutes to confer. UMG refused to provide any time. On February 19th, the plaintiff asked to set a meet and confer. UMG again characterized the request as premature, this time explaining that it was filing a request to adjourn the pre-trial conference, the PTC, which it contends triggers the deadline for the 26F conference. UMG filed the request to adjourn minutes later. So why is UMG trying to get out of this? Why are they holding back? Why are they delaying? That's the question I want to ask, because we get and we understand why Drake is moving this way and why he wants to speed the process along, because as days go on, he's dropping albums. Kendrick Lamar's continuing to succeed based off of the beef that they had, and UMG's just sitting back there making money off of both of them. So I don't think they're going to go down without the fight. I will post the full 4-page letter that Drake and his attorney sent to the judge over in the Patreon. If y'all haven't checked out the Patreon, the link to join is in the description. Let me know what y'all think in the comments and in the chat. I know a lot of y'all are saying Drake is crying, but I get it, man. This is tough because we know the music industry. Well, I know I've shared with y'all some of it. And if you haven't heard my side of things when it comes to what's going on in the music industry, there's tons of videos you can go watch on what I saw during the Drake and Kendrick beef. We documented it up until the end. And I knew Drake was going to be hurting after that. You said everybody's pissed off. Who's mad at me? Who's mad at me? Oh, somebody said crybaby. Dang. Y'all are saying good morning, good afternoon. Class is pissing everybody off with me today. March 5th is on a Wednesday. Amy, class is so blessed to have you. I see you working hard. Amy puts in so much work. I'm very thankful to have her. She is absolutely the best. Shout out to Amy. Drake ain't like us. He ain't like Kendrick. J. Cole should have told Drake not to do what he was doing. Oh man. This one has me confused. What is Drake looking for? He's basically wants them to move forward with the trial because they're wanting to delay, saying things are premature. They need more time to prepare. They don't want to give him the discovery so they can see everything, because man, I'm sure once they get some of this discovery, things are going to start leaking. about how UMG handled everything during this beef, which again, this is just the way the music industry runs. And as much as I'm a fan of Drake and a fan of Drake's music, you can't be in this game for this long and then get to this point and complain about it. It's all a part of the game. You got to chalk it up to the game, Drake. You made a lot of money off of this. UMG still continuing to play the game. I think what he's saying in the complaint is true. I think UMG is absolutely smart. Lucian Grange is a very smart CEO. And he said, hey, you know, this is Kendrick and Drake are going at it. This is a great opportunity for us to be able to get a discount on Drake. So let's support Kendrick during this. Kendrick obviously did what he did. Not Like Us came out, the biggest hit of 2024. And then Drake's value started to diminish slowly and slowly and slowly. Now Drake is still out there doing Drake things. One of the biggest artists in the world. But at the same point, I mean, I could see how UMG would be using that as an opportunity to get a discount because Drake is up for a contract negotiation here in the next year or so, I believe. So I'm going to be one of the people that say, Drake, I get it. I understand why you would be upset that they're moving this way, but it's a part of the game at the end of the day. But the court might feel different. So we'll have to wait and see. Drake and UMG beef is going on since the release of Scorpion. Yeah. And they still paid him. They still paid him nearly $500,000, which is crazy. My husband just told me I had to go back to work. Amazon is at the door every day. Drake did this to himself. Have y'all listened to Drake's new album? I listened to some of it, not the whole thing. You got to be, it's for a special purpose. It looks bad because the labels does it for everyone. It'll hurt the labels over hurting Drake. It'll expose how they cook the numbers for everyone's artist. I get what you're saying, but it won't. People don't care. People don't care. We've exposed all of this. We've seen it. We've watched it play out. We know how the numbers can be manipulated. We've seen UMG's relationship with Spotify and that they're one of the biggest holders when it comes to an investment standpoint of Spotify, and they're able to use that platform to promote their artists. The people who matter, the listeners, don't care. All they care is, hey, did my favorite artist drop a new video? Hey, what artist is being promoted? What new music can I listen to? And that's the end of it. So if it comes out that, oh, Spotify's the devil and Spotify is in bed with UMG and they just push certain playlists and they push certain artists and there's really no pure music discovery, people don't care. And you know how we know people don't care? Because Tidal offers something similar to what people say that they want and nobody's using it. Nobody's using Tidal. Nobody's using a lot of these other platforms like AudioMac to stream music. So, yeah, I think I get why Drake is mad. And from a business standpoint, I understand this lawsuit, but I think it's lame. He's going this route. Just play the game, man. Just say, all right, UMG, you got me. We're going to negotiate this contract a certain way, and I'm going to do Drake tings, as he would say, and I'm going to still continue to win. It is what it is, because now you're almost shooting yourself in the foot at this point going against UMG, because I don't think UMG is going to take this lightly. We were tired of Drake anyway. Okay.
Stop the cap.
Let's not do that. Everybody loves Drake. Everybody don't love Kendrick Lamar. So I get what you're saying. People just wanted to see Drake go down because he's been killing it for so long, but nobody's tired of Drake. Y'all say that, and then you still press play on back to back and all of his other biggest hits. I can't definitely say anything, but I don't like Drake. I haven't ever. All right, if you say so. That's true. Y'all gonna laugh, but I love Cardi B and everyone hates her. Ugh. I use Tidal, have since it dropped. Well, shout out to the one person in the world that listens to Tidal. I just use Apple Music or YouTube. YouTube all day. People understand what Drake is doing, but they mad he's the one doing it. I agree. It shouldn't be Drake. He benefited from the system for so long, and you can't then just turn against the system that made you who you are. I think that's lame to me. I'm tired of Drake and I don't listen to his music. All right, well, we'll give another round of applause to the one person that doesn't like Drake. I don't love Drake at all. I seriously never liked him ever. Okay, so there's two. I get what y'all are saying. I'm just saying a lot of people still like Drake. The majority of people who listen to that type of music will still listen to Drake. If Drake drops something tomorrow, they're going to be like, all right, I'm going to listen to it. Because it's Drake, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, let's go ahead and keep it moving. This is what y'all came here for today. So we are going to go back in time a little bit, and then I will catch y'all up to date because we've got some news about Young Thug and what he has going on with all his stuff that was taken or seized, as we say, by Fulton County. Let me see if I can find a picture of Young Thug. So first I want to do a little bit of rewind before we actually get into this document. And y'all can see here, I'll give you kind of a summary of what we're looking at. We'll get into the document and then we'll actually go back and look at some court proceedings where they went through some of the things they found during the raid. But right now, Young Thug has reached an agreement, or somewhat of an agreement, on what he's going to be able to get back from Fulton County. Now, this is not everything, but even when it comes to everything that's mentioned here, this still has an estimated value of $2 to $3 million worth of stuff. And y'all can see everything listed out here. I'm not going to read it from there because it's going to hurt my eyes. So I'm going to read it in these notes that I took. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 vehicles estimated between 1 and 2 million. We got a 2022 Chevy Corvette. We got a 2022 Porsche 911. Oh, I love that car. 21 Mercedes-Benz GLS Maybach. 2021 Mercedes-Benz AMG GT. And that one's white. And then he had another one. A gray 2021 Mercedes-Benz AMG GT. He had a 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee, a 2021 Dodge Durango, a 2018 Lamborghini Aventador, and a 2015 Can-Am Spyder. All right. So that's 1 to 2 million worth of assets. Then we've got some guns. We got a Glock 19X. We got a Glock 45. We've got an FN 57. We got a Smith & Wesson MP. We've got a Glock, and another Glock. Those are not much, between $3,000 and $5,000. And when it comes to jewelry, we've got a Rolex with King Slime engraved on it. We've got a diamond cross pendant. Jeez. We've got a necklace with the circular and square green jewels. We've got a diamond double row tennis necklace. We've got 2 diamond stud earrings and a diamond ring with 13 diamonds on the band. God. All of that estimated to about, we'll say $250,000 to $500,000. So the total estimated value for everything that's mentioned here in this document is $2 to $3 million. All right. So that's a lot. That's a lot of stuff. So I want to actually go back before I start reading this and seeing what the agreement is. And let's look at when everything went down in court and they showed some of the things that they found during the raid.
I'm going to publish what's been marked as one X-ray.
And shout out to Mr. Atkins.
Can you orient the jury? You had referenced y'all were at a staging area before executing the search warrant. Behind, if I was the cameraman and I was going to turn around, what's behind me?
That's why I said it was stolen. Yeah, they stole it.
The residence.
And if you were to turn around and walk down that driveway, how long does it take you to get to the street?
It's a good ways off the street, maybe 30 yards.
And
from the street.
About 30 yards.
Yes.
Before you and other members, did other members of the APD gang unit assist in the search?
Yes.
Before you all assisted in this search, was anyone initially detained on site?
Yes.
Who was?
So Mr. Jeffrey Williams was detained. Mr. Martinez Arnold was detained. Mr. DeMonte Kendrick was detained.
Yeah, Gotti was outside.
And then there were other individuals inside as well, including a cleaning crew, and Mr. Williams' 15-year-old son was present.
And he said Gotti was inside. Gotti was not inside. We know that, which is one of the reasons he was able to get off on one of his charges. But anyway.
Were they all, so when you entered the residence, was anyone other than law enforcement inside?
When I entered the residence, no, it was just law enforcement.
And I'm going to publish two X-ray X-ray. Is this the front of the residence?
That is the front
nice
of the
house.
residence.
And when you entered that location, did you go in through the front door?
I did.
And is that the front stairs depicted on this photograph?
Yes, those are the front stairs leading up to the front door of the residence.
I'm going to publish 3 X-ray X-ray. And if I were to walk up those stairs, is this the view that you would see?
Yes.
Now, I'm going to publish States
it's really
Exhibit
nice.
4 X-ray X-ray. Can you describe for the jury what this area of the home is?
So this is the main level after you walk in with the living room and then a open kitchen to the left.
Now, do you see that white island in the middle to the left near the kitchen?
Yes.
And do you see that kind of half wall to the left of that painting?
Yes.
What is on the other side of that wall?
There's a coat closet.
And actually, I'm going to ask you, I got an old school wooden pointer, Detective Storno. You could help orient the jury.
Y'all trying to get some of his stuff
Please,
at
sir.
auction? Oh, that's messed up.
Where's that storage closet you were just discussing?
That's
So
crazy.
behind this wall, there's a door opening into a closet.
And would the front door be to our left, looking at this photograph?
Yeah, the front door to the entrance to the residence would be back over here.
And is there any type of doors or windows to the right on the other side of this couch?
Yeah.
I'm gonna skip ahead.
I'm going to publish 7 X-ray X-ray and 8 X-ray X-ray. My apologies. Is that the money counter you were just discussing?
Yes, that is the money counter that we located.
Now, I'm going to publish 9. What is depicted in this photograph?
That's a container of a substance we believe to be marijuana.
And is that the same kitchen aisle we were just discussing?
Yes, that was also located on the counter.
Now, I'm going to publish 10 X-ray X-ray. What is this item?
It's a satchel.
Did you all look in that satchel?
Yes.
I'm going to publish 11 X-ray X-ray. What all was inside of it?
Inside was a Ziploc baggie containing suspected marijuana, as well as a wad of U.S. currency.
Suspected marijuana. How you not know if it's marijuana or not?
And a glass, a Cartier glasses case.
I'm going to publish 12 X-ray X-ray. Where is this in relation to the kitchen area we were just discussing?
This was located in a cabinet below the counter.
Yeah, shout
And-
out to Atkins.
What
They
are
got
those bottles
BBs.
to the left?
Those were open bottles of promethazine, codeine, cough syrup.
I'm going to publish States Exhibit 13 X-ray X-ray. What is that on the counter right there to the far left?
That was a
Some of the
firearm
guns.
that was located on the counter.
Now, I'm going to republish 5 X-ray X-ray. And is this the far end, if you're the cameraman, of this kitchen aisle?
Yes, now it's
This marble backdrop is amazing.
I'm going to go back and publish 14 X-ray X-ray.
All right, we're done with Mr. Papa up here. Shout out to Atkins. That's enough of that. Y'all get the idea, right? Consent order releasing certain, not all, okay, so keep that in mind. Releasing certain property subject to claim it. And then we've got the name of the company here. Notice to claim pursuant to OCGA 91612. Wherefore, claim it. R and Company Inc. And they have the other companies here, plaintiff, state of Georgia, and the claimant, Jeffrey Lamar Williams II, individually, and the CEO of YSL Enterprises, Inc., is going to be referred to as Williams, consent and agree to an order releasing certain property. The court orders as follows. On July 25th of 2022, the state filed a complaint for forfeiture pursuant to OCGA 916 or 612, again, against a certain personal property, including jewelry as listed in the addendum A to the state's complaint. And whereas claimant Raffaello, I'm going to mess up his name, R, filed a verified answer to the state's complaint for forfeiture on August 15th of 2022. And whereas the claimant Williams filed a verified answer to the state's complaint for forfeiture on August 25th, 2022. And whereas R asserts a claim of ownership to the certain items listed in addendum A to the state's complaint, specifically a Rolex with king slime engraved on the rear, a diamond cross pendant, approximately 17 grams. We've got a necklace with circular and square green jewels, 83 grams, diamond double row tennis necklace. And then we have 2 diamond stud earrings, approximately 7 grams. What else we got? A diamond ring, 13 diamonds on the band. I wonder what that was for. Whereas Williams, in his answer to the state's complaint for forfeiture, asserted a claim of ownership to items of jewelry numbered 3 through 70 on addendum A to the state's complaint. Whereas Raffaello, I'm gonna try it anyway. Raffaello, Williams, and the state agree to an order releasing the property below to Raffaello's counsel of record. All right. To hold in trust the Rolex watch, king slime, and all these other items. Whereas the state hereby consents to release the return of the property identified above in accordance with the terms contained herein. Whereas Raffaello, Williams, and the state are not aware of any other person or entity that has a claim or interest in the above described property. This court hereby orders the release of the property identified above to Aurora to act as a receiver of said property and to facilitate the agreement reached by Raffaello and Williams. The consent order will serve as a final judgment only as to the defendant's personal property specifically identified above. So ordered this the 21st day of February 2025. Y'all know what time it is. The Honorable Paige Reese Whitaker. And there's everybody else involved. Y'all see the Honorable Brian Steele, the man himself as well. That's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. So it's looking like from this, he's getting some of the jewelry back, but there's still a ton of other items that hasn't been dealt with yet. So I guess we're going to get to that at some point. We were supposed to have a hearing on this last week, but it got canceled. It seems like this may be the reason, because they came to some sort of an agreement. So let me know what y'all think about this in the comment in the chat. Young Thug, he still has a long way to go. That was, what did I say the estimate was for the jewelry? It was about 250 to 500,000 out of 2 to 3 million. Ugh. Yeah, and if he gets the guns back, they're not going to him, since now he is a convicted felon. Either way, let me know what y'all think. Shout out to my dog, Dr. EJ, in here, gifting 10 memberships. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Dr. EJ, for the love. He says, have a great day, my friend. I appreciate you, man. Always showing up and showing support. If you got a membership from Dr. EJ, make sure y'all say thank you, all right? Where's the watch and the pink Lambo? Yeah, they mentioned the Lamborghini Aventador in there. It's just they haven't dealt with that yet. So all we're talking about here is just the jewelry, and that's all he's getting right now, which is cute, but we're still missing $2 million plus at least. Not we. I mean, I don't get anything unless Doug. Hey, if you need some help, I'll keep putting the word out there and we'll see what we can do. I'll take a check. Okay, wait, the jewelry that was trying to speak to Glanville, the juror that told the court it was rented. Let's see. Let's do some research about Raffaello. Let's see who that is. So that's a jeweler in New York. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can find it. I don't know if we have any video of it though. I'm trying to see if I can find out if they said it was, if that was the same guy, because I don't want to say the wrong thing. Yeah, that might be. I'll have to do some research on that and find out for y'all. Does he get Slime City back? Yak goes to court tomorrow for bond. Well, allegedly, we'll have to wait and see. Thugger Daily did report on that, and we're not sure yet what's gonna happen, but it's possible that could happen. What did Thugger Daily say? Yak Gotti has a hearing in front of Judge Whitaker tomorrow. According to the family, this will include a bond hearing now that his probation violation warrant has been dismissed. Unsure if the bond hearing would apply to his other case in front of Judge McBurney. Probably not. So still, I don't know if we'll have a free Yak Gotti tomorrow. Unfortunately, he's got a long way to go, because he still has to deal with everything that went down while he was in jail, where he said, hey, I got to stand up for myself, or these guys are still going to be, they're going to keep taking my stuff. And that's in front of Judge McBurney. What chain, says Rolling Up. Did Thug and his GF or wife break up? As far as I know, they're still together. Why should someone have to fight to get their belongings back? I understand the weapons. Give him his stuff back. It's the amazing system that we have here. It's sad, but it needs a lot of work. All right, y'all. I know it was a short live stream today, but that's it. I'm going to let y'all get up out of here. We will be back tomorrow. Have some more news and more updates for you guys. So make sure you stay tuned. If you haven't yet, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any time that we go live. Y'all stay locked in. We've got a great show for you tomorrow. And we will be live tomorrow night as well for another episode of the Song of the Night Lives. If y'all haven't yet, make sure you check out the Patreon. I'm going to be posting the rest of that letter from Drake, and I'll actually post the documents that we covered today over there as well. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Thank you to everybody who went the extra mile and supported and sent in super chats. And as always, y'all know what to do. Keep growing, keep pushing, keep it classy. We gone. Peace.